Hello.
Hello, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can in fact hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Nice. All right, let me know when you can see my screen. What do you want to what do you think about what you want to focus on today?
Well, the main problem with this game, I think, is that I didn't really know what to do for the whole game, and also my laning phase was really bad.
Okay,
I
okay,
really
okay.
struggle like going into Caitlyn aggressive lanes.
Okay, okay. What rank is this by the way?
D5.
Okay, okay, nice, nice. So this is some interesting invade. Skip this part. Seems good, seems good. Healing. You have a Gragas support, interesting, versus Caitlyn Thresh. Okay, so tell me, how does Gragas? Okay, how does Lucian win a trade or win a fight? Pre
I don't
six.
think he does because if Gragas goes in, he just gets flayed back,
No, no,
and
no.
then
Don't worry about the matchup right now. Like in general,
oh,
Lucian against anything. How do you do damage? Like, what's your
just,
maximum theoretical damage?
um, E double auto attack, W double auto attack, Q double auto attack.
Actually, that is the wrong combo, right? Can you tell me,
Oh, well,
like
oh
what's
wait, no, sorry, yeah, E double auto attack, animation cancel Q, that one.
that is one. Okay, that is okay. That's one. That's okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. You can do an auto. You can do a dash and then auto attack, and then while you're auto attacking, you can get your Q in, right? That was a really good trade. But like what you're missing here for Lucian is that you need to auto cancel everything, right? You can auto cancel your E, right? Like if you auto and
Yeah,
then E, that gives you like a free extra auto attack, right?
yeah.
So what I'm thinking is you auto attack cancel your E and then you do the E and then like what you said, double auto attack and then Q. So you need like before you like go into game, you need to know how to do your theoretical maximum damage, no matter what champion you're playing, right?
Okay.
Like can you do the same thing except that you start with your W?
I don't know. I don't really think about stuff. I just do.
Okay,
So I
okay.
took some.
We'll worry about that later then. We'll see if that comes into play now. Okay, so how does Gragas kill someone, for example, pre-6?
He needs to land his body slam pretty much.
Yeah, exactly, right? He lands his body slam, he lands a Q, right? That's pretty much it, right? Okay, now tell me,
Yeah.
how does Thresh win?
Fly into hook
Yep.
because I have dash, so we can't just hook off the bat.
And then Caitlyn?
Need to get someone flayed or hooked into a trap. I'm pretty sure. Or
Right,
cut
but
them off
like
with the
by
trap.
herself, by herself.
I was watching before, and you were saying she can cut people off with traps,
Exactly,
stuff
exactly,
like that.
right? So she needs to land like EQ combo or she needs you to step on a trap, right? So
Yeah.
now that we know all this, right? All this is done like before game starts. How do you lose? What's your lose condition? What's their win condition, really? Your lose condition is their win condition, right? So what's the worst way this thing can go wrong?
I can get hooked.
And
Pretty
then
much.
and then what? And then what? We gotta think it through. We gotta go through the whole steps. All the steps.
I get hooked. Caitlyn puts a trap on the floor. Fresh flays me into it, and then I'm dead.
Yes, 100%. That's exactly correct, right? Hook leads into a trap, into a flay, into a net, and a Kaelin Q, right? They
Yeah.
can do the same thing with Gragas, right? So now that we know that, the way we avoid that is the only way they can do that is if they flay you or they hook you, right? Well,
Yeah.
actually, only if they hook you, because if they flay you, you can still E away. So
Yeah.
that's like our lose condition. You get hooked by Thresh. So as long as you're super conscious of that, that's how you lose. Now, how do you win?
As I win,
How do
I
you
think if I bait out the Freshers hook, then we can take a trade when they've got cooldowns.
Right. Something along those lines, right? Doing like your max damage on Lucian. See, it's really hard to think about how you win on Lucian because he has no obvious way of winning, right? Like Thresh is super obvious. He hooks someone, right? But Lucian, you have to like animation cancel everything. So that's why we're like going through all these like kind of basic questions. Sorry if it seems kind of like tedious, but it's very important
Yeah,
to
yeah. It's
understanding
fine.
the matchups and stuff, right? So okay, so for laning in general, what you want to do is fight for the level 2 if they let you fight for the level 2, right? Sure, you have to leash, kind of sucks. They had to leash too. So when you see that you guys can hit these minions here, keep hitting minions, right? So this is a good trade. That's good that you did this, but you should be hitting minions now, right? What you want to do is push. You want to push. You want to create pressure.
Yeah. I'm just so scared of the Caitlyn with the sack range.
What happens if she hits you?
Oh, she gets minion aggro.
Right, and then what else happens when she hits you? This is like the hard question. The other. Oh, sorry.
I can trade back.
No. You don't want to hit her because she outranges you, right? If she hits you, then she has to run away from these minions. But that allows you to push for free, right? You can start hitting these minions. Every time she hits you is a free auto attack you get on the wave, right?
Okay.
So if you think about it like that way, our priority for the first 2 waves is to get like control of the lane, if possible, right? You want to get level 2 because if you get level 2, you automatically win. Doesn't matter what the matchup is. You automatically win 2v2, right? So if you can hit these minions for free, you should be looking to do so at all times. Like even here, you can somehow maybe catch up by using your Q on all these minions, but it's okay, right? Now that you know you're gonna lose 2, this is honestly this is okay, because you had to leash. So now that you know you're gonna lose 2 on this melee minion, you gotta run, right? This Gragas is probably oh yeah, okay, so it's good that you were staying away. Okay, let's back it up. This guy's being super stupid. He's dead. He should be dead, right? Tell me, how does he die? Guaranteed. This is 100%. He's dead. Right?
Flash flay.
Exactly. Flash flay. He tries to flash away. Doesn't matter. You get hooked because he's slow. So guaranteed death. So it's good that you didn't. That wasn't you. But here, why are you trying to hit him? Right? Can you?
I saw them stacked up and it seemed like good value for the Q.
Yeah.
So that's why.
But like, how do you win? Right? What is your win condition?
I don't win because I'm level 1, so I can't win.
Exactly that too. But also, if you are ever trying to fight, you need to, unless you're playing fast, and what I mean by playing fast is you're like dumping all your abilities because you need to kill them quickly. You need to like use your win condition. So your win condition as Lucian is just animation canceling everything, right? So if you ever want to like try and fight this, which you shouldn't, you should animation cancel your Q, right? So.
Okay.
But it's fine. There. What you want to do is just run. Okay. So if you cannot see how you win a fight, you don't fight. Okay. The first step to like playing in a calculated manner is to like think exactly how you win before you fight. If you cannot see how you win, you don't fight, right? So don't even try and hit them. Don't even try and hit them, right? Hitting them is a mistake if you don't know what's gonna happen next. Is what we're really getting at. Like this Gragas is getting hit for free, right? That's a mistake. This is good. Farming is good. See, like this, right? This is like super bad by him. So here you're just trying to recover. There's really no way you win this lane anymore because he has no health, right? Okay, that's really bad by him. He shouldn't be doing that. And the reason why I say that is because if he uses his cask on the minion wave, he can't use it to stop them from like bum rushing you guys or like just getting in your face, right? So here all you can do is just try and farm, right? This is fine. That was good. That was good Q, right? So yeah, so far, if you can fight for a level 2, fight for level 2. But if you don't see a way to win, don't even try and fight, right? Here, this is like your support is pretty bad, so there's probably nothing you can do from here on out because you have no health. But the reason why you're stuck in this situation is because you try to fight level 1, right?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So yeah, now you guys are kind of screwed. But also be very careful about standing between the tower and the wall because this is like free skill shot, right? And she can trap behind. Well, what the fuck are these traps? But she can trap behind you. Thresh can hook. All this other stuff can happen. So here's like a small tip. This is exactly what you're doing. But if you cannot fight for minions, don't hit minions. Okay, let's back it up. So the first step for when you're getting pushed in, like you were saying how you were having trouble against like aggressive bot lanes. When this is the priority I want you to like think about for like any lane. First priority is keeping your health high. You never want to take a bad trade. And the reason is if you have a lot of CS but you have no health, you're gonna lose a 2v2 before you back, right? You also can't help your team if your jungle is fighting, anything like that, right? So health is most important. Most important thing is health above CS. Okay, there are three things you want to worry about in lane: your health, your CS, and how the wave is going. Like, is it pushing? Is it freezing? Are we slow pushing? Whatever. So first priority is always going to be health. Second priority is going to be CS. Third priority is going to be wave control, right? So when I see this is really good, right? Your health is safe. You're safe, so don't have to worry about health. You're CSing, which is really good. But when you go for this CS, your health matters more than these two minions. right?
Yeah.
So if you want to go for this, this is a fake. You can never go for this because he's gonna hook you. So what you're really trying to do is baiting out this hook, or you have to go around in an area where he can't hook you, like over here, right? So don't go for CS if you're gonna get if you're ever in danger, right? If you're ever in danger, it is never correct to go for the farm, right?
Okay.
Especially nowadays, right? Because you just lose all control of the lane. Also, your Aurelia is kind of like DC'd or something. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, she comes back.
Any questions so far?
No, not really.
Okay. So yeah, they stayed. This is fine. You can farm all these. Yeah, this is what I mean by the Kaylin putting a trap behind you if you're like in this area. So you always want to be standing around this kind of section of the lane where you can like dodge stuff when you know she's gonna try and Q you or when he's gonna try and hook, right? Okay, that was kind of nice. You got the minions there. Dashing is a little scary, but turns out okay. So here, okay, your guys should not be eating that, but if you're ever like afraid of if you ever like don't know what to do, you always think about like how do they win, how do we win. So you know that what do you know from here on out, right here, like in terms of abilities on cooldowns and stuff. Like, can you fight them, for example?
Well, she's low mana and I've just back, so I've got the buy advantage.
Right.
So I think we can fight them.
So you have stats, right? And then you have equal levels, right? And then she has no mana. So when I see this and Thresh's hook is still like 10 seconds cooldown, what you should be trying to do is hit her, right? This is a good trade, right? If you go onto her, it's a good trade. Also, you also want to try and save abilities always, because here, if instead of eating for the minions, you need to get like better value out of it, pretty much. You shouldn't be using abilities to get minions unless you're like super desperate. So like if you had E here, you can just jump her and then just like get a really good trade off, and then you can push them off the wave, right? Because health advantage is like the most important thing, right? So if you can gain a health advantage here, especially since she's just like walking up super far. So if she has no abilities, like she just used her Q, she has no mana, it's actually impossible to lose, right? What did we say before? How does Kaylin Thresh win?
Oh, she needs to fly into hook into Kaylin trap into EQ combo.
Exactly.
Because no mana.
Perfect, right? So now you know that's not possible. Which is how you know you fight. This is how you know you can fight, right? It's less about like aggressive bot lanes and stuff. It's more about like the matchup and how do these champions win. So like Lucian can be aggressive too, right? If he animation cancels everything, you outdamage everyone. So that's like his win condition. Here this is like you only have to be afraid if you cannot win. If you like if they have a blitzcrank and their win condition is still up, you have to be afraid, right? But if they have no, like here, you instinctively know you win because they have no Caitlyn, right? So he has no way to win. This is why you're going in, right? It's like stuff you know, but you don't actively think about. At least not most players. You might, but most players don't think about this stuff, right? They're just like, oh, it's 2v1. Now we know we can go in, but you know why can you go in? Okay, the simple answer is not just because we have man advantage. That is not a good answer, right? Can you tell me why?
Wait, can you? What? I lost train of thought. Can you say again?
Man advantage is not a guaranteed win, right? Do you agree with me?
Yeah,
or,
it depends on other variables.
Yeah, exactly, right? But do people really think about these variables when they see a man advantage?
No.
Yeah, exactly, right? In solo queue, you're just like, okay, man advantage, you're gonna win, right? And this is generally true in solo queue, but oftentimes, you'll get baited into that kind of thinking for a lot of stuff, right? So it's always good to like know exactly how you win and how you lose. So now that you're in this kind of situation, you just push, they just back. You can stay or you can back, right? Those are your two options. You can also go ward, which is what I would do. You can go ward because you know they can't stop you from warding. Especially when you see Lee, it's good to like get vision down in his jungle, right?
Okay.
So here's the thinking here. Okay, so you're pushing this out. This is very good, right? You want to this farm. You're making sure that the wave crashes into their tower, so Caitlyn misses all this farm. But now, what are you gonna do now? If you back, what can you buy?
Vamp Scepter.
Right. And maybe like a ward. But is it really worth your back? Because when you come back to lane, you're gonna lose. They're already gonna be pushing on you pretty much. Like it's not worth the back, is what I'm saying, right? Unless there's literally nothing else to do. But here you can ward because they're Caitlyn back. Pretty much, it's like you back if you need an item or you're forced to, right? Or it's free.
Okay.
Those are the three like kind of obvious conditions. If it's 100% free, you have nothing else to do. Or if you have like no health and you need to back. Or if you have a huge item spike, right? So in this case, it is kind of a free back, but the better thing to do here is ward, right? Because you can ward up his jungle, and that means you know where Lucian is, which means your team is safe from ganks, or you know he's gonna gank, so you can counter gank, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So, do you actively think about these type of things like kill conditions and stuff when you're playing?
You have to, especially like whenever I notice I don't, like last night I was playing and I was like, oh shit, I didn't think about it. You like automatically lose. Like if you ever get surprised, you're doing something wrong, right? Anything that's like a panic flash, a panic ability, that's all wrong. That's like not good play, right? Because everything needs to be kind of predetermined. You need to like know what exactly is gonna happen before you fight, right? If you fight randomly, say it's just you and Caitlyn, and it's like level 6. This is like some practice tool kind of shit, and then you say go 1v1. How many times can you win the 1v1 out of 100?
Against Caitlyn?
Against like anyone, like it's a Lucian ditto, right? Lucian versus Lucian. If you just play on autopilot, how many times can you win out of 100? Because you have no idea, right? I have no idea.
Yeah,
It needs to be consistent. It needs to be 90 times out of 100. You need to win 90 times out of 100. So if it's Lucian versus Lucian, what I'm thinking is if I dodge his Q with my flash, I win, right? Assuming everything else is landed. That's the win condition there, right?
Yeah.
So say you're playing against me and I do that every time, then that's like consistent, right? It's 90 times out of 100, right? Sometimes I'll fail the flash, but most of the times I'll probably get it. So when we're talking about this like 2v2 matchup, if you know that the lose condition is, maybe like get poked out or getting hooked, if you dodge his hook 90 times out of 100, you're going to win, right? So that's why it's like super important to think about this stuff, right? If you ever see like montage plays or like super core highlights, that's like, oh my god, he like flashed his he like flashed this ability and that's why he won. It's because he was thinking about flashing it beforehand, right? So
yeah.
So here, why do you guys go in? Right?
Yeah, so it's coming.
Exactly, right? Man advantage, sure, this will work. Only because they can't kill you before you guys kill them. So that's how you know it works. Like, man advantage usually guarantees a victory, but in the later stages of the game, that's not true. But for solo queue, it's good enough, right? So you can do whatever the hell you want, but you're probably gonna win. Now that was really scary. So we're gonna watch. Okay, this is actually going really bad. Wow, that was really bad. Okay, let's back it up. So this is why you can't just like do whatever when there's a man advantage. I thought this was free, so this looked really good. But if you don't have a plan going into this fight, it's like you're gonna lose, right? So what's the plan here? You want to bait this guy, right? So this is good. You're baiting him right now. This is still good, right? Now, how do you lose?
How do I lose? If I get hit by abilities?
Well, like in general, right? Yeah, okay, yeah, that's true. Get hit by abilities. But what specifically, right? There's like a few options how you guys lose. And if I was this Caitlyn Thresh, what I would do is Caitlyn baits you two, right? And then Yasuo comes over and ults Caitlyn. She heals and takes the lantern. You guys lose, right?
Well, I don't think I can think that fast. That sounds so.
That's the thing. That's the thing. We don't have to think fast. We have to think about it before we fight, right? That's the whole premise behind like figuring out these win conditions, right? So they win if they get away from this gank. And how do they get away from this gank? You've seen it a million times. Thresh throws a lantern, dude runs away. So if you know this is gonna happen, then you aim Thresh, right? If you guys know he's gonna lantern, you aim Thresh, or you somehow stop her from taking the lantern, right? So, maybe put a ward down when the lantern comes out, or Gragas ease her as she's taking the lantern, something like that. But in terms of like your win condition, what is your win condition? You just wait until Yasuo gets here, right?
Yeah.
So when you see Thresh is not going for this lantern play, all you have to do is not die. So don't like use any of your abilities except for your Q, right? You don't have to use your E. right? You're using your E to do damage, which is good sometimes, but here you don't need to play fast. If that makes sense. Okay, so I'm gonna outline a concept that you may or may not know, but it's like the concept of like value, right? High value, low value, and this comes from like your abilities, right? What like high value ability is like Thresh landing a hook on you, right? Thresh lands a hook on an AD carry, 50 minutes in, and then they kill the AD carry and they win the game. So the value there was like insane. You like won the game, right? But what if Thresh misses late game hook and then he immediately dies? So that's like super bad value. So when we're talking about value, in solo queue, you need high value on everything, right? You need high value on everything. Why? Because your team is going to mess up and they're gonna have 0 value abilities. This like you've seen Gragas miss ultimate or miss body slam or do something stupid, right? And same with like everyone in the game. So you need to like, as long as you have high value, you can cover for your team's mistakes. So when you're playing a 2v3 situation, a 3v2 situation, it's okay to have lower value because you have more abilities than they do, right? You have more advantages. So it is okay sometimes to play fast, but you shouldn't play too fast, if that makes any sense, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much like you play too fast and and that's why you guys lost, right? Because you just had to wait for this guy to come. And this Gragas honestly like kind of messed up too. I don't know where his body slam is, but you just play it too fast pretty much. This is a good bait, right? But then you just like E into his face and he EQs you, right? You need to save this E for the chase, right? When they run away or something like that. You can't unless this guy's gonna die to your E, don't use your E, right? For whenever I teach like Ezreal or Lucian, I say you have 3 conditions in which to use your dash. Okay, first condition is to live, right? Use it to get away with your life. Second condition is to kill someone. You literally gotta kill someone with your E, right? You dash into them, you auto attack, and they die. And then the third condition is you dodge something, like saving it to dodge a hook. That's really good value. Saving it to dodge Caitlyn EQ combo. That's really good value. Anything other than that, you do not need to use it for damage. Especially like below diamond. Below masters, you don't need to use it for damage. I promise you. In solo queue, you don't need to use it for damage like that. Unless your damage is gonna kill her, you don't need to use it for damage like that, right? You need to dodge something, kill someone, escape with your life. So this goes poorly because the fight was played too fast. Here you're looking to try and help. I think this is over, so you just back, right? Okay, good. Right. At least you didn't die, so it's kind of awkward, but. So here, pushing, this is fine, right? Against Thresh and Caitlyn, usually it's super scary to push because Thresh is going to run you down and go for a hook or a lantern play. But since you're Lucian, you can dash the hook, right? So you're okay, right? You know the win condition is he's going to hook, or he can flash flay and then hook. So if you stay away from flash flay range, you know you can't die, right? So that's like the thinking here. We always need to be thinking, how do we win? How do we lose? So here, pushing is good. Okay, Caitlyn's on the wrong side of the map. This is very good. This is like free farm for you. Okay, good. You're pushing. All this is Gucci. As long as you don't use your E to farm minions, there's no way you can die, right? Theoretically speaking. Nice. You're getting all of these. Good stuff. Some shit's going on mid. That's not your problem. Here you hit the tower because you know that they're all mid, right? That's my thinking at least. Or who's missing on the map, right? It's not Leashing, it's not LeBlanc, it's not Caitlyn. Maybe the top laner has a TP behind you, right? Like, how do you die? Pretty much. So hitting the tower here is good. Until you deem it unsafe, right? You hit this until you think it's not safe. So, so far so good, right? Good. This Caitlyn's, I don't know what this Caitlyn's doing, but she's not laning. That's for sure. So now, can you tell me what an example of good value on Lucian Ultimate would be?
I think good value would be to clear a wave, like to fast push a wave if it was absolutely necessary.
What about what's the best value you can think of? Let's go with that.
Getting the kill with it.
Exactly, right? You literally hit them the whole time with it, right? That would be the best value. Like you get 100% all the damage on it, right? So, how would you get that on Caitlyn if she has no flash, for example?
Well, she'll probably have E up, so I don't think I can.
Wait, say that again?
She'll probably have E up, so I don't think I'd be able to.
Well, can you create a situation where you can get a full culling off on Caitlyn, right? Like, for example, if she uses her net, then you know she can't dodge it, right? Or if she's slowed, you know she can't dodge it. Or if she can only run in one direction and net in one direction, you know she can't dodge it, right? So, in all those cases, those are like really good ultimates. But if she doesn't use her net, or if she can like go sideways, then you don't use your ultimate, right? That's how you know when to use your abilities. That's when you know how to get high value. So when we talk about value and stuff here, what kind of value do you need here to win? You need like really good value, right?
Yeah, really good value.
Because this guy got fucking hooked, and it's like not your fault, but that's solo queue, right? It's always gonna be solo queue.
I actually didn't want to fight this. I pinged back, but then I got baited in because he went in the bush and pinged for assistance, and I just followed him blindly for no reason. That's fine.
Like this is fine, but then chasing, like using your E here is not fine, right? This is okay, right? Sure, he wants to try and go for a trap play without like a pink ward. Sure, like you guys can go for straight like that. But the important thing is to no matter what you do, you need high value on your abilities, no matter what, right? So here, you need to use your E to dodge, to kill someone, or to escape, right? So here, if you use it like to like, okay, say you dash for this and you're trying to hit Caitlyn, right? You're trying to like save this, right? But what if she just walks away, right? Then you wasted your E, and your E is like your trump card because it gives you super high mobility, right? So since it's gone, I know you're dead here. There's no way out.
Yeah.
This is impossible. You need it's because this is why you have to save your E for high value. Everything needs to be high value. Like one misstep like this equals dead. But if you hadn't used your E, you could have baited this LeBlanc into chasing you, right? And then that's like a full culling. So she would have like maybe wasted a gank. So there's no way you get away from here. 100%. So like the mistake here wasn't really trying to help this guy, even though he did do something stupid. The mistake here is like not using your abilities with high value, right? It's super hard to like teach Lucian and Ezreal because oftentimes you think that you should jump in and help, but you can't do it unless you see exactly how you win. You have to know. You have to be like, okay, Thresh uses a hook and flay, and Caitlyn uses her E. I can jump on her now after auto canceling and auto attack. You need to think that before you do it. You can't just like use abilities without thinking about it beforehand. Which is why I come up with the rule: don't use it unless you're gonna kill someone, dodge something, or escape with your life. Right? So, as long as if you can do that, you're gonna win. You're gonna win Diamond 5 every time. Right? Thresh will always go for the stupid hook because he'll think you can't dodge it or something. And if you dodge it every time, you're like you're always gonna win against Thresh. But if you use it without like getting high value, you're just always gonna die. So let's fast forward a little. Oh, what's going on here? Hold up. All right, let's see. So yeah, going by here is fine. You need to clear these minions, sure. But how do you win 2v2 now? At level 6.
Well, me and Gragas have both got ultimates down. I can't see. It depends on. Oh, she's got no mana.
Okay.
Some mana advantage.
Yes,
and you have to double.
So as long as you land everything, you're gonna win, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, you didn't.
I tried to move around the Caitlyn traps and I just got hooked into it like an idiot.
Right. Okay. So why did you get hooked? Can you answer me that? Like, how do you counter a Thresh hook?
I just kept walking forwards, I guess.
No. Like, how do you like guarantee the dodge?
I use me E.
Yes, exactly. Right. You use your E to guarantee the dodge. Impossible for him to hook. If you're waiting for him to hook you and you see him wind up the animation, you E, boom, you've won. Right. So when I see that you dash forward first, I know that you can't. There's no way out. Right.
Yeah.
And the reason being is because say you guys go on Caitlyn, sure. Gragas has no ultimate, so all you're gonna do is body slam Q. You're gonna get some damage off. He's gonna lantern her out. There's no way. If you use your E now, there's no way, right? So, and you might say, hey, if I don't use my E here, then we can't kill her. Well, sometimes a fight is not winnable, right?
Yeah, it makes complete sense.
Right?
It like all comes down to the E essentially.
Exactly. You gotta hold on to your trump cards. You got like every ability must have a specific purpose, right? Your Q, sure, damage, but you need to auto attack cancel your Q. Your W, sometimes you need it to chase or run away, right? W in combination with your ultimate. Your E, you gotta dodge something, kill something, get away with your life, right? Your ultimate has to have super good value. So there's no way this guy's gonna win. He's just dead. So yeah. But as long as you can think about like your their win condition and you counter it, you're gonna win 100% of the time, right? But if you don't like think about their win condition and then you just like get hit by it, then you're gonna lose, right? For example, what is Ash's win condition at level 6?
His ult.
Right, exactly. So if you land the ultimate, you win. Now, in a 2v2 all-in situation, if Ashe uses her ult and then you flash it, you've won, right? Because they have no win condition. Exactly, right? So if we can think about stuff like that and how to counter their win condition, then they've lost, right? A side with no win condition has automatically lost. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Do you watch competitive league at all?
Yeah.
Did you watch MSI?
I watched basically the SKT games.
Oh, okay. Those are not a good example. SKT is too good.
Yeah.
The example I was gonna bring up was TSM versus G2.
Wait, was that the backdoor game?
Say again?
Was that the backdoor game?
I'm not sure. No, I don't think so. TSM like got an advantage and then they wasted it. Right? Hold on. Let me put it up real quick. Reddit lol event VODs. So this not like having win conditions is not only applied to like 2v2 situations or just matchup. It's also like team compositions, right? So let's see. It was like one of the last games TSM played. Where can I find this? May 3rd, May 4th, May 6th. Can I find these somewhere? Jesus. Feels bad. Okay, whatever. Pretty much TSM had no win condition against G2, whose win condition was late game Caitlyn, and then G2 just won because TSM had no way to respond, right? So
yeah,
that makes sense, right? So not only does it apply to matchups, it also applies to team comps, right? So if you see like a team go full AD, you know you've won because you just get a tank and they build armor and then they can't kill the tank, right? So that also applies to like team-wide stuff. But very much solo queue is about the 1v1, 2v2 kind of matchup stuff, right? So how does Lucian win against Orianna? For example?
Dodges shockwave with E or dodges Q essentially with E or flash.
Right? Yeah, dodge her shockwave and you win. That's how Orianna kills you, unless she's like super far ahead. But we're assuming you're even, right? All you gotta do is save your E for her shockwave, and then you win, right? That's it. So, for example, that's the stuff you should think about before you fight Orianna, right? Here we go. What's going on here? Okay. Let's go back. This is a different type of concept. So this is the after lane kind of concept. So you see that people are ARAMing mid, right?
Yeah.
And then your Yasuo just died, right? And people are doing this shit. How do you defend this tower, for example?
I'm calling the wave.
Okay, true. We can do that, but you can't get to this tower in time, right? They're already like taking this shit, right? Actually, you did get to the tower in time. Okay, this is super spicy. But okay. Thing is, what I was trying to get at is, like, knowing where you should be at certain times. Wait, hold on. Let's back it up. Okay, so here, when I see this, your Yasuo is dead. You see their bot lane is mid. You should push bot, right? And the reason why you should push bot is because as the AD carry, you need money, you need to scale, you need levels, you need XP, you need to create pressure for them to force them to respond to you, right? You just cannot go to this tower. And it's just not possible to defend this tower. Pretty much, it should not be possible to defend this tower, right? You should be pushing bot pretty much to create pressure. If you know you can't die, right? How do you die here?
How do I die? Do you mean bot lane?
Yeah, like pushing bot. You push bot right now. How do you die?
If I overextend and wait.
I know, like who kills you and how did they kill you, right?
Well, LeBlanc can't because she's in base, Fresh and Caitlyn in mid, Riven stop, so I guess.
So, okay, so say LeBlanc, you're fighting LeBlanc, right? So, how do you die? How does LeBlanc kill people, right? We need to know, we need to go in depth here. How does she kill people?
Needs to land chain, and it's essentially a free kill.
If she lands a chain, right? So how do you guarantee that she dodges that you dodge the chain?
Save it.
Exactly, right? So you save E, she W's forward, Q's you, goes for the chain, you dodge it. All of a sudden she can't kill you, right? So then you've drawn their mid laner to you, and you've gotten all this XP and farm, and she didn't kill you, right? So and you wasted her time because she's stronger than you, theoretically, since you're 0 and 3. So that's the reasoning why we go bot, right? If you can't die, you should create pressure and get the XP and money. So going here top is fine because your top laner died. So this is good. Anywhere you're getting like money and farm, this is good, right? So you guys are going for this Riven. How do you die to this Riven? You're gonna face, if you face check this, right? You're super screwed.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna face check that.
So if you can get a full culling off, okay, you can't get this, I don't think. Oh, okay, interesting. Okay, I'll say that's okay. So what could you have done instead of Wing the bush?
Yeah, you mean other way to go to use W?
Right, like your W has value, right?
Yeah.
Your W has some kind of value, right? You can get move speed from it. You can get your auto attack passives from it. You can animation cancel it. It's got like good value, right? So if you don't need to use it, do not use it. If you do not need to use an ability, do not use it. That's like a very that's like one of the basic fundamentals of League, right? For example, if your team is killing someone and you have your Ashe ult and they're gonna die without you using your Ashe ult, you don't use it, right?
Yeah.
That makes sense, right? Because then you're like, oh shit, I wasted my ult. Instead, you can use it on something else. So this is the same kind of thinking. You should not use your W if you don't have to use it, right? Because I know you want to use it to check the bush, but you can also wait for Rammus to walk in, and so that's like better value, for example, right? And then you can save it to chase. The reason why you use flash here is because you like couldn't catch up or something, right? So if you use it here when she has no more movement options, her 3 Qs are gone, her E is gone. If you use it now and cull her, you can catch up, right? And you get a full culling off, right?
Yeah, actually, I think the reason I use flash is because you'll see after the full call, she moves towards me and she has fair Q up, and I'm scared that she's gonna hit me with the fair Q on the tower, which I really shouldn't be because Rammus is tanking, so it's kind of just stupid.
Yeah. So the way you prevent stuff, I understand the thinking, but that thinking is also like kind of panic thinking, right? You're like, you know it's coming, kind of, but you don't know if it's gonna kill you. So to be safe, you like flash, right? Does that kind of make sense? So the way we know she can't kill you is because she has no abilities, right? How does she kill you? She needs to use her ultimate and use all her abilities. That's right here. The only way I see her killing you is somehow she W flash ultimates and then just like triple animation cancel or something like that. But instead of flashing preemptively, you wait for her to use her ultimate or something like that, right? But anyways, it's still the basic principle of value, right? If we do not have to use an ability, don't use it. So this is good value because, you know, no one's around. You don't need your mana for anything. You just want to push, right? You want to push to get the waves in the tower so you can take the tower, right? This is good value. Using E here, okay, fine, sure. Push a little faster. As long as no one's coming for you. Okay, here you should be hitting the tower, right? Because I know you can buy Blade of the Ring King, but you can also get tower damage, right? And if you hadn't used your E there, you can also guarantee that you don't die to LeBlanc, right? Because you dodge your chain, as we said. And Rammus is nearby. So if you like kill someone, you always want to try and get something out of that. Right? Okay, see that Caitlyn was pushing bot, and now you guys are pinging to defend. That's what we want to do, because now you draw a defender there, and you're like wasting their time. And Caitlyn got all that farm and XP. It's like the same scenario we were talking about before when your Yasuo died mid. And then you went mid. You should be pushing instead, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what's going on here? Okay, this is super. Okay, you guys are gonna get this for sure. Oh wow, you just went through the. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, so yeah, use your E to kill someone, right? That's good value, for example. Or at least you use your E to get an assist. So here, since you kill Caitlyn, you know you can push this out. You know LeBlanc is not a threat because all you have to do is dodge your chain and then spam your abilities on her, right? As long as you land everything, you're gonna win, right? Okay, so yeah, using your E to farm, maybe not. Try to save your abilities if you can, right?
Yeah.
Here,
you
keep
probably
pushing.
see me do that a lot.
You just keep pushing. Say again.
You'll probably see me use me like that a lot.
Yeah. If you ever want to like study how other people play the champion, go on YouTube and look up like Korean Challenger Replay and look up like Lucian, right? And
Okay.
then you copy exactly what they do, right? You never see them use E to farm unless they see all 5 members and there's no like way for them to die. Okay, this is a good culling, and I know this immediately because he's running in one direction and there's no way for him to dodge, right? So this is really good. Although he is AFK, so that's kind of funny.
I actually didn't realize until afterwards.
But yeah, we know this is a good culling, right? Because how does Thresh dodge a culling?
He has to sidestep it.
He's gonna or he has to cancel it, right? Or he has to flash, right? Any of those things. So that's how you know immediately it's a good culling. You weren't in flay range. If he turns around to hook, you can dodge it. All that good stuff. So we're taking this tower. Good. Oh, you want to go for another? I would say you clear this wave and back, right? So and the reason why we know that is because what's the worst that could happen? They try and fight you and you guys have no ultimates, right? We saw you use your culling. These guys don't have ultimates. Unless you get a pick right now, you probably don't want to fight, right? So yeah, you're on. Good, right? Use your E to dodge something and escape with your life. Very good, right? This is really good value. You're wasting their time, right? That's how we know if it's good value or not. Right? How much did you get out of it? That's what we're really getting out of here. And for solo queue, you need insane value, right? Every time you use your ultimate, you gotta kill someone. Same thing with Ashe. Doesn't matter what you play. Every time you use something, you gotta get good value out of it. Right? Every time you use your Q, you better animation cancel and get your passive off. Okay, team fights breaking out. Now, when we go on the discussion of team fights, it's very much the same thing, except times 5. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Same thing about what can kill you except times 5 because there are 5 people on the enemy team, right?
Yeah.
So what are the ways that you can lose as just like getting caught in a team fight? Like what's like a death condition?
If I get hooked or insect.
Okay. Yeah, those 2 common ones. I can think of 2 more.
LeBlanc assassination.
Yes. Okay, good. And one more.
And Riven assassination.
Perfect. Okay, that's exactly what I'm thinking, right? You're gonna get hooked. You're gonna get insects. You're gonna get assassinated by LeBlanc. You're gonna get assassinated by Riven, right? So you know that LeBlanc can't assassinate you unless she lands her chain, or if she's like super fed or something, right? Which she is not. So she has to land her chain. So you have your E for that. Good. And then Riven has to jump on you and then land all her abilities and ult you, right? So we have that accounted for. And then Thresh, non-factor because he's being taunted or it's not a possible way for him to hook you, right? And then for Leashing, what does he have to do? Like, assume he has flash. He can Q your teammate, ward hop, flash, kick you, right?
Yeah.
So if we watch out for all of those things, it is impossible for you to lose, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm looking for in a team fight. Okay, so already you know Leashing kick is down. That doesn't count. He's done. You know LeBlanc is done because she has no W, right? So now you know you can go ham, which is exactly what you do. It's perfect, right? Oh, okay, perfect. You guys are killing Kaylin, right? So yeah, you didn't really have to do anything because they kind of like wasted their win conditions, for example.
I messed up there because I should have the blast plant before Fresh got to it.
Honestly, that's fine. Those kind of mistakes are okay, right? There's no need to worry about that stuff. What we need to worry about is like the game changing stuff, for example, right? Getting that kill, getting that kill, would that have like won you the game? Not really, right? It really wouldn't make that big of a difference, at all. Oh, yo, what's up? But yeah, okay. So now, you know you can hit this tower because why? Because they're all dead, right? They can't kill you.
Yeah.
So the thing I'm thinking here is while I'm hitting this tower, I'm not thinking about hitting the tower. What I'm thinking about is what am I gonna do after you get this tower, right? So what do you think you should do after you get this tower?
Bye.
Okay, that is good. That's a safe option. What I'm thinking is you clear the next wave that's coming. And here's like a small tip. You know when the next wave is coming? Buy your own minion wave, right?
Yeah.
So I see this is already halfway there. It's gonna be right here when you kill this tower. You can clear this and back, right? I assume I assume Yasuo goes for this or whatever, but you should clear this wave and then back, right? Yeah. Good. Yasuo's got it, I guess. Okay, that's fine. So here you want to back. Good. You're gonna buy your items. So can you explain to me why you get ninja tabbies?
Because I thought the Riven and Leashing assassinations were a
very
big
good.
threat, and
That's
I saw that LeBlanc wasn't
exactly
going
what I
for
would
me
do.
much.
That's exactly what I would do, right? Helps prevent that kind of assassination burst, and they have 3 AD. Is like very strong, right? Ninja type is very strong. What's going on here? Okay, so looking at this, it's the same thing, except they don't have LeBlanc, right? So this is fine. This is fine. All you gotta do is just keep mid pushed, right? If you can, that is. If you can't, that's fine. Just go on them. Jesus, I'm not sure if that's the correct option, right? So tell me, why is just go on them wrong? Assuming LeBlanc has TP, right?
In that scenario, I think I didn't think it was wrong if everyone commit. Wait, I did ping back. I can't remember what my thought process is in the game. I didn't want to go in, but I can't remember why I didn't want to go in.
Okay.
It's hard to think without being.
The thinking here is numbers advantage, right? Obviously, like I said earlier, numbers advantage doesn't guarantee that you win. Well, in solo queue, we'll pretend it does because it's good enough for solo queue. So in this case, do you have numbers advantage?
No, because we don't know where LeBlanc is, so it's iffy.
Well, not only that, who's missing on your team? Like, what is going on?
Well,
like, if you look at the map real quick.
Irelia, wait, where's Irelia? I can't see.
She's right next to you, recalling.
Oh, so Irelia is going, and Ramos isn't there.
Yeah, exactly. So you're missing 2 people. Well, maybe Irelia will cancel her back, but you're missing someone.
Yeah.
So it's kind of questionable already. You don't have a man advantage. So when this guy says just go on them, he means force, right? He wants to E flash and then ult, right? That's only good if you're super far ahead, or you're catching someone out, or you have a man advantage. And none of those things are happening right now, right? So even if he goes for it, how do you kill anyone? You can't kill anyone, right? Because okay, say he goes on Ribbon, and then you guys try and burst it down. You don't have the damage for that, right? It's like not possible. Yasuo is not scaled yet. You have Blade of the Ruin King, not bad, but you can't burst her down. Gragas does no damage, so she'll get to 30% health at the most, and then he kicks you, and then he hooks Yasuo on you, insta lose, right? So it's good that you know to not fight this. That's really good because there's no way to win this. So good on you for not like following this dude. But if they ever say shit like that, I just always mute people. There's no point in typing to people, pretty much. If they ever like argue or whatever, it's just like distracting from the game. Anyways, what's going on here?
Yeah.
This is super spicy, and I don't think you win this because the whole team is missing. Aurelia is trying to split. You don't want to do anything until she finds someone at their tower, right? Like we discussed the concept earlier. You want to push and like get those minions and farm until they like respond, right? So here you know that you don't want to fight until Aurelia finds someone to respond at their tower, and then you're like, okay, it's a 4v4, and we can go for a TP, right? So okay, you guys are pinging Rift Herald. Here you want to stay mid, right? And the reason why is because someone has to clear mid. Say for example, you guys are in this area trying to like bait the Rift Herald, and LeBlanc pushes mid, and no one goes mid to defend. What happens?
Do push tower.
Right, they're pushing the tower. You guys are losing minions, and you're still not doing anything because they're not falling for the bait, right? So that's why you always want. There's a concept called priority, which is do you have control over the lane? Like this is called lane priority. So you have mid priority if you can push without them being able to stop you. So they can push without you guys being able to stop them, right? Kind of whatever. But it's not obvious that anyone has priority. So you want to always clear waves if you can. You always want to get mid priority if possible. And if you can't get mid priority, you don't do anything until you clear the wave. Okay, so this is really bad because your people are dying immediately. Okay, this is a good culling. That was a good culling. So we already know what's going wrong here, right? Even though they played it kind of badly. Even though the outcome was good. What went wrong in that fight?
I used me for damage so I can dodge
Exactly. See, you already know what I'm going to say. Exactly. Here, this is all good. This is great. And then the E was like, I know you're like afraid of the Ribbon, but she didn't have her third jump yet, right? It was like Q, and then Q.
Yeah.
And then she was like, she can go over the ledge, but she wasn't in range, right? So this is really good culling though. And that hook was kind of bullshit. But in these fights, what you should be looking at are this guy third jump and stun, this guy's hook, and this guy's chain, right? And if you can dodge all that, you win.
Yeah, I think what's happened is that I watched your video where you were talking about Lucian mechanics, and that double lift told you that there's a short dash, not long dash, in Lucian.
Yes.
And because of that, I've focused so much on getting the short dash off for like getting the most DPS possible that I keep using me dash for damage.
So this is how I think of it, right? Short dash is very strong, right? But only if you're gonna kill someone, right? Or if you like really need that damage for whatever reason. Short dash is very strong. Otherwise, I use long dash to dodge stuff, right? So my mindset is I'm not using my E unless I can kill someone. If I can kill someone, short dash. Otherwise, I'm just using it to dodge stuff, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's my that's my mindset, and that's what I think yours should be too for using your dash on Lucian. It is nice that you got away with it, but you're not gonna get away with it all the time, right? If you play that fight out, if you play that fight out 100 times, they can probably kill you at least like half the time. After that hook. Okay, you get a Baron. Nice. Okay, they're like trolling you guys. I don't know what's going on. It's good that you just recalled. Don't waste your time. This is very good. This is exactly what I would do. This is good. You back, you go bot, you push this out, you go for this tower. Maybe even back for a Black Cleaver if you really want to. I don't think you have to. But yeah, okay, good. Push. Some shit's going down mid. Okay, so the reason why you stay bot is because this fight is either one is already done without you having to do anything. You just need to push, right?
Okay, that makes
push
sense.
Until someone responds. If you can change the outcome of the fight, you should go. But that fight, when I see that shit is going down, they've already won without you needing to do anything, right? Okay, this is whatever. They're gonna get this tower whether you do anything or not, right? Because they have Gragas coming and they have no Caitlyn and LeBlanc just died, so you just push bot here, right?
Yeah.
Like when in doubt, don't go hope. You have to know 100%. It has to be consistent, right? You know 100%. You can get those minions bot and you can get the push going. You can get stronger, but you don't know if you coming to hope is good or not, right? So when in doubt, always go for like the consistent play, right? If anyone ever tells you that you're wrong, don't listen to them. You need like a second opinion, right? They're obviously biased because they're in the game. So like you can always ask me, ask a friend, ask someone at your rank. But if don't listen to your teammates if they say you're wrong. Like pushing by here, you would have gotten a second hit, for example. They didn't need you here, pretty much, right? It's kind of like the same thing with using abilities when you don't have to, right? You don't have to rotate if you don't have to, if they don't need you. But it looks like you guys are just ending the game. But nice. Okay, hold up. Let's watch his last fight, I guess. Just hitting the Nexus. All right, this is like nowhere you lose, right? He's going for an insect. That's kind of awkward. But whatever. It's just whatever. Okay, so wait, you guys don't end? Wait, what happened?
And we started losing the fight, so I just walked away, and everyone else started. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, yeah, you lost after taking that much damage, so that makes sense, honestly. This is fine, but here I think okay. Let's watch this. This is good. Okay, this is good, right? Free damage, good damage, right? Hitting the tower. Okay, maybe using your E to get a tower, sure. But what about that culling? What was wrong with that culling?
It was low value because they had a way to escape.
Exactly. But honestly, I wouldn't fault you for this. You think you're like ending the game or whatever, right? So it's kind of like whatever. Everyone always throws around in the end of games. This is like whatever, but let's skip through. Right? You always want to get high value, right? And the reason why we always like keep parroting this, even if like you're like ending the game or whatever, is because repetition will make habits, right? If you always use your Lucian E for dodging something or killing someone or escaping with your life, you will not like want to use it for anything else, right? It's just like a habit. And then once you have that habit, you're like good to go. You're like building good habits, right? Because you'll always be correct if you use it in those three situations. So you'll never fall for the trap of using it for damage, right? Oh my god, what the hell? Dude's just rolling in. That was super awkward. Can you tell me why? Can you tell me how this could have gone wrong? After you got hit by this Q?
I could have been insect.
Right, yeah, he can insect you, right? Because after you dash away, he follows you with a flash kick or something like that, right? So if you ever remember that safety is number one in these fights, right? You always want to dodge their win condition. If they have no win condition, you've won, right? So you want to cancel his win condition and his win condition, and his hook is already used, and Caitlyn damage is not a win condition yet. So that's how you like figure out these fights. Nice. Okay, yeah, you see, like using either was good because she was gonna die, right? So another example. Okay, you guys are just ending the game, I guess. Do you wanna review anything real quick before I go over the last stuff?
I just want to ask for clarity. What would you build as third item there?
What would I build?
Yeah, as third item. Say if the game wasn't about to end, and say it was like neck and neck. What would you go against that comp? Because I always get stuck on Lucian after the build. Cleaver, whether to go rapid fire cannon or Phantom's Answer.
What are the teams again? Oh, so you're talking about like the Zeo items, right? Do you ever press tab here? Let me see. You can press tab somewhere here. Oh, there it is. Okay. Riven, Leashing, LeBlanc, Caitlyn, Thresh. Okay, so my first instinct is, okay, Ninja Tabbies, right? And then obviously you get Bladed Ruin King. I think you can argue Black Cleaver, sure, whatever. But here, all these 4 people have guaranteed damage on you, right?
Yeah.
And what I mean by guaranteed is that if they really wanted to, they can hit you. So whenever you see something like that, Phantom Dancer is like incredible, right? Because you reduce the damage they do to you. And then what else does that same thing? What else is like really good because of that?
Death Stance.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, you already know what I'm going to say. Phantom Dancer, Death Stance. For a higher level game, I would say QSS, right? Can you tell me why?
Because can you QSS dash out of the Leashing Insta?
Exactly, right? So that's one whole win condition gone. That's like really big for you, right? If you can QSS dash, that's like super amazing because if he falls for your trap and he tries to do it, then you just kill him for free. Same thing with hook. You can bait out his hook. That's another win condition gone. Chain, okay, you're just going to die to damage, so it doesn't really affect LeBlanc. And Riven, you're just going to die. If you get hit by that stun, you're probably dead anyways. But it can maybe work. But for a Leashing and Thresh, QSS would be really good, right? If you can use it, of course. And then after that, it doesn't really matter. Maybe Infinity Edge, maybe like Essence Reaver, right? The build doesn't really matter. It's more about like the play style, if that makes any sense, like how you play.
Yeah.
So I think from upon review, there are like a few things you can work on in order to immediately work on to get like better really quick. Okay, so I think the first thing you should do if you're like really concerned about the laning, you should try to get like level 2 first, right? You should try and push, right? But beyond that, you should think about your win condition and your lose condition, right? That's like the most important thing because if you get hit by the lose condition, it's over, right? As we saw, and then once you can like figure that out, right? The first priority I think for you should be figure out how you die and figure out how you win. The second priority should be for laning should be health. Most important. Second most important is CS. Third most important is wave control. So when I see something like this, I'm thinking if he's gonna hook me, instead of last hitting this, you dodge the hook and you go for a trade, right? The goal shouldn't be going for CS. You gotta save your health, right? So that's what I'm thinking. And then after that, if you can do those 2 things, if you work on those 2 things first, I think you should work on getting high value off all your abilities. That's like the third most important, especially for diamond level. You'll see a lot of times they'll have like poor value, right? Every time Thresh misses a hook, that's a mini throw, right? Because like he's useless after that, right? Same thing with Blitz. How many times do you see your Blitzcrank miss a hook and you're like, holy shit, we can't do anything, right?
Yeah.
That's like super bad, right? So don't be that person who misses, right? High value on everything. So I think for you, order of like priority to work on first, which is like shouldn't be too bad. It's like first think about like your lose condition, win condition. Every time you load into the game, just like look at the bot lanes and say, okay, how do I lose a fight and how do I win a fight? And then play accordingly, right? Okay, I lose a fight if I get hooked, save my E for his hook. So that means you can't walk up to Caitlyn because if you use E to dodge her abilities, you're gonna get hit by the hook, right?
Yeah.
Unless something changes, like he misses hook, then you can go on Caitlyn, or Gragas gets hooked instead, you can go on Caitlyn, right? Or if he uses hook, then you can use your E to dodge Caitlyn abilities, right? For example, that should be your the first thing you should work on. Like next 10 games, next 20 games you go into, like as you're loading into the game, think about that. And then actively like work towards that. Second is the whole priority of health, CS, and wave manipulation, right? I think that'll be good enough for where you at until at least like Diamond 1. And then after that, work on like high value abilities. Like for instance, play Ashe and be like, okay, I'm not gonna use my arrow unless I kill someone with it. I'm not gonna use my hawk shot unless I know I can spot the jungler with it. I'm not gonna use my volley unless I know I can volley auto attack trade, right? For example, that would be like an example of getting highest value out of Ashe abilities. So for Lucian, it'd be like, don't use my Q unless I can auto cancel. E is live, escape, dodge something, kill something. W is auto attack cancel and use it for maybe vision, maybe for move speed and culling, only if I can get full value out of it, right? Do you think that would be like an accurate assessment of what we should be working on now?
Yeah, that makes complete sense.
Yeah. Do you have any other questions or you want to like go over anything?
I wanted to ask what do you think is like the marksman tier list at the moment for what you should play at my elo?
Wait, say that again?
What do you think I should be playing at my elo in terms of marksman?
Let me pull up your OBG real quick, but in general, I would say just play like easy stuff. Play stuff that takes no skill. Because that stuff is like inherently stronger than the very high skill cap, unless you're very, very good at the very high skill cap, right? First example that comes to mind, Zed, right? Everyone's seen Faker Zed, right?
Yeah.
Are you good as Faker Zed? No. Then you're not playing it to its fullest potential, right? But you can play Ashe, right? For example, or Annie. Let's say take Annie for example. The difference between Faker Zed and your Zed is gonna be a lot bigger than his Annie versus your Annie, right? For example. So you play the low skill cap shit, right? You play something that takes no skill. That's what I do, right? I don't play Lucian because I find him super hard to play, and I'm like literally challenger or whatever, right? I don't pick Lucian. Same thing with Ezreal. Ezreal is super hard. You pick simple stuff, right? You pick stuff you win with. You pick Ashe, right? You can pick what else is there in the meta. Like Xayah is not bad as long as you can use her E and her ultimate correctly. You can pick Caitlyn. That's kind of questionable. But for now, we'll say Caitlyn is relatively easy. But Ashe, like Varus, just stuff that's super easy. Like your win condition is super obvious. Like Lucian's win condition is not obvious at all. It's more like countering their win condition, right?
What's your opinion on Twitch?
On Twitch? Yes, Twitch, easy, right? Mechanically, not as hard as Lucian. It's just more thinking, right? What's your win condition? 6 auto attacks and expunge. If you know that, and you can hit 6 auto attacks and expunge without getting CC'd, right? Then you win, right? For example, if you're Twitch and you're going invisible here, how do you win? You start hitting Caitlyn, Thresh goes for a hook, you flash a hook, you've won, right? And you get 6 auto attacks. That's how you know. So stuff like that, you should play stuff like that, for sure. For Diamond 5, I would say you can just easily play Ashe until Diamond 1 at least, right? Even challenge, like you can play Ashe forever. Ashe will always be good, as long as you can like use her arrow, and get a kill every time you use your arrow, right? So that's what I would recommend. But honestly, you should play something that you win with, right? Win rate matters the most. Some people like cannot play Ashe for whatever reason. Like they play Ashe and they like lose 50 IQ. Some people play Lucian really well. Sure. If you play that champion well relative to your rank, go for it. But if you don't know like what's what yet, then I would say focus on like the easy mechanical stuff, right? Let's see. What else is there for champions, marksman, right? Ashe, Varus. I mean, like Caitlyn, debatably. I wouldn't say Caitlyn. I find Kog'Maw easy to play, so I was a Kog'Maw player, right? Some people can't play Kog'Maw. That's fine. Right? Tristana, that's pretty simple to play, I think. Kind of. But you just play stuff you think is easy and you win with. That's the most important thing. But yeah, if you like when in doubt, Ashe is like what I tell people, right?
Yeah. I actually spammed Kog'Maw to D4 promos like a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
Then I tilted hard, and now I've got like plateau MR.
Yeah,
So,
I would like also on top of working on the three main things. One thing I should note is that you should work on it one thing at a time. Because if you try and like keep everything we've talked about today, and you try and do it like all at the same time in the next game, it's not gonna work. You know, like work on one small thing and build habits until you don't need to think about it anymore in order for you to do well at it, right? So, for example, if you get good value off every ability every game for 20 games in a row, you don't need to think about that anymore. You can work on like something else like watching your map or vision control or pushing a lane or creating pressure, right? But you should work on something until you know if it's improved, until you see noticeable improvement, right?
Another question is I always sometimes I just come up against Smurfs. What do you do in that situation? Because it happens like once every 5 games, especially since I usually play on night.
Wait, say that again.
I usually come up against Smurfs. What do you do in that situation?
Wait, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. I couldn't hear you clearly.
Okay, sorry. I usually come up against Smurfs. In like
Oh,
1 in 5 games.
Smurfs. Oh.
Yeah, Smurf. I apologize for the accent.
No. All good. I would say, like it doesn't matter, right? When we play League, the mindset should be you play to improve, because a better player will always climb, right? But if you don't play to improve and you're like not improving, and like sure you get like a 20-game win streak, you're just gonna fall back down, right? Because you're not at that level. Like for example, easiest example is like dude who gets boosted and he's like, lol, I think I should be diamond. He gets boosted to diamond, plays 20 games, loses all of them, right? That's like fairly common example. What we're trying to do here is like be better than everyone at our rank. And in order to be better at everyone in our rank, we need to be consistently better. Like I say, 90 times out of 100. 90 times out of 100. At least that consistency, right? Ideally 100 out of 100, but shit happens and we're going to make mistakes. So 90 times out of 100, we need to be that consistent. So if you can like dodge that Thresh hook 9 times out of 10, you're going to win like every matchup against Thresh, right? For example. So yeah, that's what we're aiming for. We're like, if you ever find a Smurf, that's fine. Just like keep working on the thing you're working on. Don't worry about winning or losing, right? Keep working on whatever you're working on until it gets better. Like playing against a Smurf will only show you how big the difference is between like you and him, for example, right?
Yeah.
And that's good because it'll show you like, oh, this is like this specifically is the difference between me and him. Like for example, whenever I played against Double Lift, he would always have 100 CS on me, and I'm like, what the hell is going on, right? So that's like one of the biggest things he had over me. So I started working on, hey, how do I get more CS, right? So it's just don't worry about that, pretty much. Like don't worry about losing, pretty much. It's not about the wins or losses. It's about are we getting better or not. I'm more mad when I'm like not improving than when I'm losing. So
yeah, that makes sense.
Anything else before we wrap this up?
No, I think that's all for now.
All right, cool. I hope you learned a lot. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Discord. I'm always like down to answer questions, right? Like if you ever have a question on, hey, what should I have done here? And it's like a 30-second clip, I'm always down to watch, right? So use me as a resource. But other than that, good luck in your games and let me know how things turn out, right? And I'll put this up on YouTube if that's okay with you, so you can always go back and watch it.
Fine.
Nice.
Fine.
All right, cool. But yeah, good luck in your games. Let me know how it goes.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, man. Have a good night.
You too.